So you're scrolling LinkedIn and seeing people post about layoffs. Maybe people on your team are disappearing. And you're wondering, am I next? Or maybe you've already been impacted. It's not paranoia, it's just pattern recognition. And AI isn't coming, it's already here. And it's not just trimming fat and those that are not productive, it's cutting full departments and impacting all job functions. And while everyone else is panicking, the people who are being strategic are actually landing roles or pay raises up to 28% for learning how to use the damn thing. Not build them, not become a crazy tech engineer overnight, but just use them better than the person next to you. I've helped a lot of people do exactly that. People who are scared, burnt out, mid-career, watching jobs disappear, and I myself use these technologies on a daily basis. And none of us do it by hustling harder. You can if you want. That just means you'll get even more ahead. But they just stopped ignoring the shift and started playing the new game. And in this video, I'm going to break down what's really behind the AI-fueled layoffs, the 28% salary trend that nobody's really explaining, and the exact steps that I and my clients are taking to go from worried to weaponized in 30 days or less. Let's kick this off, but before we do, in the description down below, between now and August 11th, my Promoted Career Acceleration community is free. You will gain lots of AI understanding, AI resume tools. There's weekly live coaching and access to a growing library of on-demand courses. And starting August 11th, everybody that you refer, you will get 40% commissions on all of those referrals across their lifetime. All right, without further ado, let's dive back in. So the first thing that I want to get into is what are the types of professionals right now? I kind of am breaking people to three categories. There's the ignorant, the anxious, and the strategic. I think they're fairly self-explanatory, but the ignorant are going to be the ones who are just pretending that AI isn't affecting them and it will not affect them and that they are above it and they're too good and too ingrained and have too much experience. And as we all know, the people with this mentality across all of technological advancement over the last 150 years, they get screwed. The anxious. These are the people that are just consumed by the fear and the worry, and they're making it worse by self-inflicting a consumption of just fear-based content over and over and over every day, just scrolling Instagram, scrolling through LinkedIn, and just reading about all of the fearful and fear-mongering nonsense. And then you have the strategic. These are the people who are just embracing the change and saying, hey, AI is a level up for me. It's freeing up time in my life, energy in my life, and it's either enabling me to do more with less, or again, it's just giving me my time back enough to stay competitive and ahead, but I'm not necessarily spending more time on my role. I'm redirecting that time back into somewhat of a work-life balance scenario. So this video and everything I'm going to walk through is not just about a hustle culture, take yourself to the limits and push yourself constantly. If you are someone who strives for work-life balance, this video is also for you. And AI probably makes that balance easier for you than it ever has been today. So what I want to dive into is the exact framework of what you want to do and how to approach this, regardless if you're on that work-life balance side or you're the get after it type who are modeling Jocko Willink, discipline equals freedom 24/7, 365. So first is the 4P career shield. The first is position. Identify roles that are immune to this automation or that at least give you a foreseeable long enough runway to put yourself in a position to evolve. So something I find interesting is there's a lot of career predictions out there that in the next 3 to 5 years, people should expect to be changing their careers every 2 to 4 years. And so this is something to where you're not going to land something today that's immune to this AI impact for the foreseeable future, or, for 5, 10, 15, 20 years. It's just not happening. And the pace of innovation when it comes to AI is happening faster than any human can evolve. So the idea is embracing what are the positions or roles that are likely to have either less AI impact or by learning AI to augment yourself that you can approach the situation to a greater degree. The second thing you need to do is to learn to prompt. So this is mastering tools in terms of interacting with them, with like ChatGPT, Claude, Grok, Perplexity, you name it. Now, these are going to be your LLMs, your large language models. These are the web interfaces of AI that you interact with. Again, most people at this point know about ChatGPT or Claude. They have, I think, around 80% of the market share together. So learning to talk to them correctly, not like Google search engine, not like you're just asking a question, but actually using it as a strategic partner. The third thing that you need to learn is going to be project. Learn to build small AI augmented wins that stack. You can do this by doing it at work and doing it in your professional life, but also in your personal life can give you a lot of practice reps and things as well. I'll give you some of the use cases here shortly that I have done specifically in both personal and professional, but it all is about getting the reps, right? The 10,000 hours to mastery is absolutely true in this regard. And while it takes years to get to 10,000 hours, you can be pretty sufficient at about 20, 30 hours of dedicated time. And so limiting yourself to not just AI use at work, but incorporating it in your personal life gives you just that much more repetition and experience in this interaction. And then fourth is promote. Socialize your wins, update your LinkedIn, post your AI discoveries, some of the cool experiments and things that you're doing, right? Make yourself a figure of being to some degree, a brand authority. You want to be a voice. And this is the thing that a lot of people overlook is you're sitting there applying to jobs, or maybe you're not in the market right now, but you will be with your resume. Well, most recruiters at this point are actually going to look at people's LinkedIn profiles instead of resumes because it's a consistent format. It's easy. They know where everything is and they can absorb the information that they need faster than looking at your resume. So if on your LinkedIn you have posts about you using AI or automating tools or building wins for your company in your role or for your line of work in general and changing how it's done, this is going to stack. It's not about content creation and getting likes and getting thumbs up. It's about having a public track record. If you've been watching my content for a while, you know I'm a big fan of what I call a brag book, something that you essentially add to every single week so that when you go for your annual review or you go for your next interview or whatever it is, you have this book of awesomeness to negotiate for more money, go for the promotion, and showcase your values. All you're doing is taking that brag book and making it public. You don't have to interact with comments. You don't have to sit there and do a bunch. You're just building a track record for public personas. When people come to look at you, they know your authority and what you're capable of in real world terms, not just what's on your resume. And this has been the difference maker and part of the reason why combining this 4P career shield strategy of position, prompt, project, and promote, that my clients have been able to land new jobs and achieve their goals in the modern job market with a 97% success rate. And they're doing it faster and negotiating higher pay than people who are not going through this. Okay. And the biggest mistake that I hear a lot of people run into here is that they think AI upskilling means learning how to code or is highly technical or is going to take years and need to watch hours and hours and hours of YouTube or any sort of course online. And that's just not true. Okay. Because it's not about learning to build AI. It's learning to build with AI. That is what you need to do. Did it take you years to learn how to hammer a nail? No. You pick it up, you try it, your hand-eye coordination is garbage with it at first and it feels weird, but over time you get better and before long, you can hammer nails no problem. Okay? So I want to give you some initial action steps right now that I hope can not only make your life easier, but can really give you a level of what I'm going to say exposure therapy in terms of your fear of AI coming for your job. So the first things first is I want you to line out every single thing you do for your job on a weekly basis. And if you don't know that, then now we're going to dive into one of my favorite tools, a time study. So this is just going to be have a standard Excel spreadsheet, nothing crazy. Literally give yourself 5 columns, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or if you're a weekend worker, whatever your schedule is, essentially your 5, 6, 4 days of the week that you work, irrelevant. Columns are the days that you work. And then each cell beneath that is simply a 15-minute time interval throughout your work day. So again, maybe you work 12-hour shifts, maybe you work 8-hour shifts, whatever it might be. And what you're trying to do is in each of those blocks, say what you did in those 15 minutes. So yes, this is going to extend and make you a little bit more efficient in this week. But I promise you, coming out of this, you are going to get multiplicative efficiency gains without a doubt. So first, before we even get to the AI side, after you do this time study, you're going to look at it and you're probably going to have some glaring things that stand out to you in terms of, oh my gosh, I spend 4 hours sending emails. I spend 3 hours grooming my inbox. I was on meetings for a total of 12 of my 40-hour work week. Or let's just go personal. I'm scrolling Instagram, or I'm scrolling LinkedIn, or I'm doing some BS social media nonsense during my work day for 2 hours a day. Doesn't matter what it is, but you're going to have this immediate glaring thing. So if there's things to just eliminate that you should be replacing with work in order to stay competitive and up there, do that. That's not what we're using AI for, but go ahead and fix those low-hanging fruit. For everything that's not that low-hanging fruit, this is where our work with AI begins. And this is how you begin to use AI to make your life better, faster, stronger. Okay? So here's what you're going to do. You're going to pick one thing that is either reoccurring from a time consumption point that it's so painful, or something that you just hate about your job. We all have some sort of duty. For me, it's definitely running reports. I despise running reports at any job I've ever held. It's just the most boring nonsense. I understand its benefit and its driving of data-driven, decision making and actually making the right decisions, but oh God, is it mundane and boring. So put that aside, pick out your thing from your time study, or again, if you made your list by hand, what is the one thing that either you just hate and you're like, I don't ever want to do this again, or it's so time consuming that you're like, man, if I got 5 hours back a week, that's over 10% of my time back. And what you're going to do is you're going to sit there and go to AI and say, hey, I need you to look at this task. Boom. Here's how I do it and my process. I want you to walk me through a simple way that I can use ChatGPT, Claude, whatever AI you're interacting with, to either fully automate or augment this task. Give me a sample prompt that I can copy and paste to run this task, a 3-step workflow that I can repeat weekly, one tip to remove the result over time, and then now explain how this could be positioned as a measurable AI augmentation win that I can then share with my leadership, add to my resume, and post online. So this is a single prompt that's giving you everything I've told you about thus far. This is how you begin to use AI to look at your current workflows. And like we said, it doesn't have to be a full automation, but imagine that 5 hours per week cuts down to 3. That's a 40% reduction. That's 2 hours a week. That's 100 hours a year. If you had 100 hours back a year, what else could you do? Now, let's say you do this 3 more times. Now you got 300 hours a year that you just got back. These are massive gains when they stack, but you have to start somewhere, and you got to get over the fear and anxiety. AI is for everyone. It is the equalizer. It is what allows someone who is highly, highly technical, skilled engineer brain to be able to interact with a human being on a much more social level. Or it is somebody who is really good at ideation and bad at execution and become really good at execution because AI becomes your executioner or your executor, whatever the term that you want to use there is. And maybe it's just a hybrid. Again, maybe it's going to save you time. Okay. Now, let's say you did the time study route, and maybe you're still just like looking at it and you're like, nothing is really standing out. Or maybe in your own list, nothing is standing out. Here's how you start one level before. Is you go to your AI of choice and you say, hey, I want to identify a task that I do at work that is repetitive, time consuming, or mentally draining that could be automated or simplified using AI. Here's what I do in my job. Describe it in a couple sentences. Here's the task list that I have from my time study or from my own list. Ask me 5 clarifying questions to continue to pinpoint high friction tasks. And when we have ultimately gone through follow-ups and you have identified the top 3 tasks for me to automate or augment with AI, give them to me. And then let's start the process of that second prompt, right? To where now we pick our task and it's going to walk us through the process to either fully automate, partially automate, get rid of in the long term, whatever it might be. If you notice, everything I just said there was in plain, simple English. Anyone that knows me will tell you English is not my strong suit. It is just never has been. I am a math and science guy. While, yes, I am very technologically savvy, I just solved potentially hours of your time with basic English language. This is not about being a techie. It's not about being an engineer. It's just you being curious, strategic, and being willing to look at your life again like a student. Look at your job again like it's your first job and go, what the hell can be done better? Look back early in your career. I bet you sat there and were like, oh my gosh, the way these people do things is just boring and outdated and terrible. This is that all over again. But now you're the boring, terrible operators in the room. That's what this is. Okay. Then, if you notice at the end there, AI is going to help you share this. It's going to add to your brag book for your internal annual review. It's going to add it to the resume for you and turn it into a post for that public win. So that, again, when you go to apply, whether someone is looking at your resume or they're looking at your LinkedIn, they see that win publicly. They see you sharing your knowledge, which positions you as a leader, not a knowledge hoarder. It positions you as someone who uplifts others, doesn't try to keep them down for job security. By sharing your wealth of knowledge and experience, successes and failures, that is what's going to make you attractive in the job market and propel you in your career. And if you noticed, I just skimmed over it there, but a hidden gem here, share your failures and share them in a way of curiosity. Hey guys, I've been trying to use AI to automate running reports. I cannot figure it out. Here's what I'm not able to solve for. Does anybody have a solution for this? That also shows your professionalism, your curiosity, your continuous improvement. Successes and wins publicly make you more valuable to your current company. And here's the thing, if they don't, then look for another company, because I promise you there's a culture that does. Okay, so I also want to share with you my own personal story here real quick, which is that I've used AI to help me out a lot in this regard. I'll actually take my career coaching business as a key aspect here. I have been tinkering with AI to do resume writing, cover letter writing, and things of that nature, because there were times where I ended up having, 12, 15, plus simultaneous things that I had to write in a similar deadline. And just efficiency just wasn't like I was burning the candle at both ends. And so over time, over the last 3 years since AI's public release, it's just been a intermingling of what is AI capable of, and then with that, how can it make me better? And then, its capabilities increased, maybe you can do this thing now, and just kind of going back and forth. And I am someone who I'm a continual limit pusher. So if I get time back, I fill that time with something else that's newly productive. So for me, it hasn't necessarily been a work hours reduction total in a sense, because I just continue to fill those working hours. But it has absolutely reduced my burnout, because the mentality behind it all has been so much more positive, because I'm a lot more frequently evolving. I'm learning something new, whether that's with the AI tool itself, or now that I have time, I'm filling it with this thing. And I have just continued to push myself into a greater degree and learn new things at such a rapid pace that I wasn't before. So AI for me personally has significantly helped my burnout. It has significantly helped my output. It has allowed me to expand my capacity beyond what I could before, and then ultimately help more people. And again, sharing my successes and sharing my failures, and doing both of those. That is what's absolutely key. Okay, I also want to let you know that I went through a job search across 2023 and 2024. This is something else that I feel is very useful. Is a lot of people undervalue AI from a market skill perspective. So I actually went through my own job search in late 2023, and I had less than a 1% response rate, both as a career coach and as an IT guy. And this was very telling to me. I was at a crossroads in my career where I needed to identify, hey, I'm applying for this level of leadership that I have performed the function for, but have never held in title. What are my gaps? So I used AI to help me identify those gaps. Used AI in my job so that I could add it to my resume. And so over the next 9 months, from December of 2023 to September of 2024, I used AI to recreate conversations or help me prep for conversations with senior leadership, or with people who reported to me about their performance, or how to incentivize people that reported to me, or using AI to write business plans for a new division for revenue generation, or using the AI to actually help me write my own company AI policy and implement it and roll it out and perform training for end users. And when I was able to add these AI skills to my resume with a track record of success and showcase that competency, I then went from less than a 1% response rate to over a 12% response rate and 5 simultaneous offers in 6 weeks. That is the power of learning AI and just saying that, you know what? I know that right now I'm not valued. The market does not value me. Put your head down, grind for a few months, learn that knowledge, and you will be positioned for immense success. And so here is your immediate action item today watching this video, because if you watch this video and you do nothing, you have learned nothing. Okay? Is one, I want you to use AI right now. I want you to finish these next minute or two of the video so that you get all the things to do. But at the end of this video, shut off YouTube, go to AI, start your experience. Don't care what it is. Start with what I gave you earlier from a prompt. 2, I want you to then use AI to identify career opportunities using that 4P framework. You can use ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity, whatever it is. Does not matter. Okay? And then 3, I will mention it again in the link below, in the description. Join the Promoted Career Acceleration community. I am releasing every single week for the next 13 weeks new AI tools, AI prompts, classrooms, programs, live weekly coachings. I'm expanding the network, and it is only free until August 11th. And the bonus of it all is I am a firm believer that people should be rewarded for investing in themselves and growing others. And so I'm a firm believer that after August 11th, when the community becomes paid, that every single referral any member makes, you will get 40% of commission on that lifetime value that person is in the community. I am trying to attack the coaching movement. I do not believe that people should have to come out of pocket thousands and thousands of dollars for a few hours of work. No, you should be rewarded for investing in yourself. Express leadership by joining the community, growing yourself, growing others, and reward yourself with money and growth all along the way. I will wrap up with this. You can't let AI write your layoff or your raise. It's writing your future, and it's your move. And if you're struggling with job market, I want you to check out the video on your screen of how I got 5 offers in 6 weeks from a tactical perspective, aside from the skill growth that I just mentioned. If you are not struggling with that, but you are struggling to get promoted, then I want you to check out the video on 7 fixes that you need now that is also popping up on your screen. They will be here in the corners. I am not sure which one is which. I apologize, but click the video that goes to you. And until next time, thank you, and I will see you in the promoted community.